Gravel, love it or hate it, it's in the 2024 Tour de France. 32 kilometers in the 199 kilometer stage, stage 9 to Troyes. Should gravel be in Grand Tours? Well, we don't know, but we're going to break down what the riders will face on Sunday, July 7th, 2024, right before the first of 2 rest days in the Tour de France. 14 sectors totaling 32 kilometers. 6 of those sectors are in the final 30 kilometers. It's going to be a tough day out. The significant sectors that you should keep an eye on, well, a 3.4 kilometer sector, the 3.9 kilometer sector, and that 3 kilometer sector. So we have 3 sectors that are in the 3 to 4 kilometer range. There are several climbs out on the day, 4 notable coats. We're in wine country, racing through the vineyards and racing on gravel. It'll be a beautiful day of racing, love it or hate it, reminiscent of what we see in Strade Bianche out there in the hillsides of Tuscany, where Tadej Pogačar went on an 80 kilometer solo rampage to win this spring. Maybe he'll do something, maybe Remco Evenepoel, maybe Primož Roglič, Jonas Vingegaard, or someone to go for the stage. We're gonna find out, but I wanna give you an idea of the day, of the racing, and also talk a little bit about the history of gravel racing and Grand Tours. And then you can make your mind if these stages do belong in the races. This is old style road conditions, and it really adds an element of adventure and excitement to an already action-packed race. But as we saw in 2022, when gravel was last included in the Tour de France, it can easily spell disaster for those hoping to win a 3-week Grand Tour. In 2022, when the race included cobbles, those cobblestones of the Paris-Roubaix, it was Jonas Vingegaard who had all sorts of bike issues. Primož Roglič crashed in an incident that would later see him abandoned. Jack Haig crashed and abandoned. Ben O'Connor lost buckets of time due to a puncture and road traffic slowing his chase back. You'd have to go back to 2020 when the race last included gravel, a beautiful dramatic scene of riders kicking up dust over a mountain plateau in the race's 3rd week. It's great for us watching, but the cyclists say it runs the risk of ruining the race. Michał Kwiatkowski, he spoke that day and said the organizers are risking everything with these type of stages, saying they're making the race a lottery. The Tour de France Femmes 2022 included some of these same passages across this Champagne area that we'll see in Troyes in 2024 in the men's race. The Tour de France 2021 had a short stretch of gravel on that alpine stage that we spoke about. In 2014, stage 5, well, it featured those cobblestones when Vincenzo Nibali gained crucial time in a stage that earlier in the day saw Chris Froome abandon, and a stage that was just wet, muddy due to the rains overnight. It was a great day of racing, but the riders again might have thought otherwise. The Giro d'Italia this year included a gravel stage that was won by Pelayo Sanchez over Julian Alaphilippe in the race that saw Tadej Pogačar eventually take the pink jersey. In 2021, it had a stage as well, those iconic Strade Bianche white gravel roads in Tuscany. And in 2018, up the Col della Finestre, where Chris Froome took his advantage. I don't know what to think. I guess if race organizers include the cobblestones of Paris-Roubaix every now and then, or they include the steep, tough climbs or fast sprints, well, they also should sprinkle in a little bit of gravel for those riders that excel on that terrain, because already we have other terrain that suits the other riders. Let us know what you think, but either way, love it or hate it, it's back. Gravel racing in the 2024 Tour de France. 32 kilometers of the stuff through wine country. It should make the race super interesting. Stage 9 in what is already a long stage around Troyes. 199 kilometers that'll wrap up the first of 3 phases before that rest day of the 2024 Tour de France.